Hey guys, this is Hugh. I'm Hugh John here in Shanghai, China, originally from the United States of America. And this video is about the transition from United States to China. I too have been here for about 5 years and I had similar issues and questions about how do I find a job, how do I find a place to live, and most importantly, how do I get into a community of people that look like me. Fortunately for you, there are lots of black people here in China, and for the major cities, Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou. Beijing is in the north, Shanghai is obviously in the east, Shenzhen and Guangzhou is in the south. So, first question is, how do I transition from United States to China? Well, we need to know how you can get paid. And usually most people who do go abroad, they find themselves in a position of getting employed by teaching English. And it is the easiest way to get a visa to enter a country that is required, especially if it's not your home country. Now, if you're coming to China, they do request you have a visa. If you don't have a visa, the longest you can stay is approximately 72 hours or a little bit more, especially if you're transitioning out to another country. But you are required to have a visa. So how do you get a visa? Most employers here are providing visas for an exchange, a tool or skill they can do to give to their constituents. So teaching English is in high demand and it does pay at different levels. Depending on your degree or your experience, you can expect expectation of pay at different levels. Now keep in mind that the RMB, which is the Chinese money, or they call it yuan, is obviously equivalent a lot less than the US dollar. So you take about $1 will equivalent to about $6.3, so $6.30. Now, if you're looking to get a job in English, there are some steps you must follow. One of the steps is getting ready to have proof of the degree that you graduated from college. Second, you need a TEFL certificate, which is a teaching English as a foreign language certificate, and also to have some experience. The Chinese government requires you have at least 2 years of experience, but there are some ways around it. You can even do some volunteering in your home place of teaching English. As long as you have some teaching experience that can be substituted as English, but as long as you're teaching at some level, it's definitely accepted. So when you're actually getting the certificate, there are many ways of getting it. You can go online and register on a course to get a certificate. It can range between 4 to 8 weeks. Or you can even go to an institution that might offer the TEFL certificate, and that also gives you an experience of how to interact and teach with Chinese. It is a different culture. It is definitely a place that speaks Chinese, so it's definitely handy to make sure you know your stuff when it comes to teaching English in China. So now you've gotten after you got the certificate, and now you want to be able to apply for jobs. Here's the expectation for jobs. Employers are making sure that you are the real thing. There's a lot of people who claim that they can teach English, but really they're not, and they do not want to be embarrassed or pick the wrong person because they are investing in you, might even pay for your plane ticket to come across, and also your visa to in exchange teach. So that's a big step for them to be able to trust that you can do your job. So what they require in exchange is those two things I mentioned before, which is the certificate and the actual degree. Also, they require a resume and a photo of you. Now, the way they do things here, they do want to see who and how you look like, not only just for the class that you're teaching, but it's also required for the visa and the federal government, because they'll be offering what they call a working visa and a working certificate that allows you to stay at least 1 year in the country doing your job. So that is one step. The second step is actually finding a place to live. Depending on where you decide to choose your job and where you want to work, the bigger cities obviously have a higher demand and they pay more. They may not give you so much in exchange, so you might have to pay for your own place. Some of the smaller second tier or third tier cities may provide housing for you. So when you're looking at the ability to transfer your lifestyle from America to China, obviously you want to know where you can lay your head at, and also you want to know where you can generate income. So just keep in mind that some employers do have an expectation, and the expectation is depending on how much you get paid, they will take an entire package of paying you and paying your rent. So if they're paying both, they might necessarily pay you less out of pocket. But if they're paying just only a salary, then you can bargain to get a little bit more and plug into the black community where we can help you find a place to live. Typically, when most people get started, they start in a hostel. Hostels are very cheap. You can share rooms, or you can get your own room and stay there for at least a couple months. So once you're here, you can be able to find a place where you can actually find a place that best fitting your living life standards. So keep in mind that the lifestyle of China is completely different from America. So there are different things you must get accustomed to. So then the third thing is, when you do get here, your plane ticket, your land here and everything, you should be able to plug in immediately to the black community. And there's different ways you can do that. Well, you can download an app called WeChat, WeChat. This is a social app that's used similar to WhatsApp, an international, say, social platform that you can have conversations amongst many people around the world, and we use this widely here in China. So once you've downloaded the app, you can either email me, or you can also add me on this WeChat app. Email me at hujohn000@gmail.com, or you can email me my work, which is Shang SHANG.com, and you can definitely reach out, and I'll give you ways how you can plug into the black community. There are many black people here, all from all over the world, especially in Africa. But if you're an American, you can easily plug in with black Americans, African Americans. You can also plug in with also Africans and European blacks, and also South American blacks. There's so many people here. So I'm just going to end it on this. The journey between leaving the United States and coming to China will be a process. It takes you about at least 3 to 6 months to kind of wind down all the contracts that you're in, probably your housing contract, probably your phone contract, insurance, and also saying goodbye to your friends, and even quitting your job and saving some money. I definitely recommend you save some money, and if you are paying your own ticket and coming out here, which, like the way I did it, which is I actually quit my job and bought my own ticket, got my own TEFL certificate in Shanghai, China, and I had less than 2 months to find a job. Luckily, I found a job through a black counterpart, and I was able to get the visa at the time when I was coming here as a student. As a teacher. So there are many ways to get here, but because there are so many of us here, take the easier route, plug in, and we'll be able to help you out. So I'm Hugh John here, and I work at SES China TV. You can look me up on YouTube by typing SES China TV in my other videos, or you can just also email me. Once again, it's hujohn000@gmail, or you can email me at my work email, hugh@HISHANGWU.com. So looking forward for any message. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like the video.